What's up, guys? So today, I want to talk to you about Apple Carplay, kind of versus, not really a versus, against Android Auto. Now, I am lucky enough to carry both phones, and we're talking about this in the new 2022 Ford Maverick. Alright, so today we're going to be discussing the differences between the Apple and the Samsung. And Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. And which one do I like? As you guys know, a lot of you will consider me an Apple sheep. Use the MacBook Pro, iPad, iPhone, Apple Watch, Apple TV, you name it. Apple, I probably have a copy of it somewhere. But on the other hand, you see this, I got a PC. Also run Android. Now, the differences are minute. There are some things, Apple does offer a few more things than what the Samsung or Android does. But does that equate to being better? And that's what we're going to look at. With the phones, let me start with, Apple. And I'm going to tell you which one I truly prefer when it comes down to using them in the vehicle and why I chose the way I did. So to keep things fair, on the Apple device, I am running the most up-to-date updates on both of them. On Apple, that's the iOS 15.4.1, I believe. And on Android, that is Android 12 with the One UI, Samsung's One UI 4.0. Both are great phones. They're both very similar. One's got 512 gigs. The iPhone has 1 terabyte. And we can sit here all day and really kind of discuss the processors, the RAM, everything that's in the phones. But does that really help in a vehicle? So these are the things that we'll discuss. Now, granted, I do have an unlimited plan on both phones, and I'm still using the Wi-Fi that the truck offers. That Ford gave me 3 months of complimentary Wi-Fi with. So that plays a factor. So the iPhone, this gentleman right here, this little guy, this is just a regular iPhone Pro, not the Max, iPhone Pro 13, does well. The advantages. Well, you get Apple Music and you get the Google services. So YouTube Music is what I think they're calling it now. It changes, it seems like, every couple months. Where you also get Apple Maps and Google Maps. I can get Waze. So literally everything Android offers plus the Apple versions of what Android offers for the car. That is a definite, I would say, kind of, one up for Apple versus what Android offers. Does that mean it's better? Not necessarily. So, for the Apple, they're both plug-in. These are not over the air. I can also Bluetooth music through the system, but I like having maps up so I can see traffic. I have a pretty long commute, and I'd like to see if there is an accident because there's mainly one highway from where I work to home, and all it takes is one little accident. If I can't jump off and take backwards, I'm going to be stuck for hours. Android, on the other side, offers, the same thing. YouTube Music, Spotify, podcasts, same thing as the Apple. Does not offer Apple Music, does not offer Apple Maps. But doesn't need to. You see, Google Maps, it does exactly what you need to do. And it's those simple, very good at being what it needs to be. Doesn't have a lot of extras. And it understands what you're trying to do. What the Samsung offers that Apple does not is the Google Assistant in the vehicle. Yes, you do get Siri with your Apple device. Really? Siri? Siri's not that great. As an Apple fanboy, Siri is not great. I've never liked it. I've never liked using it since it came out, so not a big fan. Google services, Google Maps, YouTube Music, And I'm probably more partial to YouTube Music because I can stream that at work. I cannot stream Apple Music on my work PC. It's blocked. Even if I were to try to log in, it's blocked. So YouTube Music is not, and I'm able to stream background music while I'm working every day. That's a big deal for me. So the playlist in Google is actually more tailored to what I would like to listen to and what I like to listen to versus Apple Music, just because it is what I use every day, all day, at work, in the car, when I go for workouts, things like that. So which do I prefer? First, let me show you what it's like in the vehicle. Alright, as you can see, this is the stock Ford Sync. Apparently the Lariat edition comes with the Sync 3. So, basic, works pretty good. You have your audio, your phone, your different sources, your apps, and of course settings, right? Not a bad little touchscreen. So, personally, they did offer Sirius XM, but I decided not to go with it. So here we go. We're gonna get set up and started on Android. Get plugged in here, and boom, there we go. And there's one of the problems I'm going to talk about right away. Is just it disconnects all the time, and it seems to only be with the Android. But that's just for Bluetooth, like phone calls, things like that. So that's just one of the small little issues. Now, of course, this is what the system looks like, and we will get going. And I'll show you how it kind of, the screen changes. Obviously you can see the little green indication to show that traffic isn't too bad. And yeah, just makes it, it's one of the little things I truly appreciate for Google that Apple kind of does, but doesn't. See, there it is again. Disconnected, connected, disconnected, connected. I've played with all the settings and still haven't figured out why it's doing that. See, now I won't be able to make calls or get texts or anything like that while I'm driving. And I haven't seen anyone else have any other issues except for in the Ford forums, for the Maverick. So I don't know, I'll keep playing with it. Apparently I should be able to download some updates when they come out. We'll check it out. And of course, with Android, you're also losing this little bit of screen real estate at the bottom here, but it gives you the full width of the 8-inch screen. So personally, I like this view better. Also, as a user of both, having the Google Assistant instead of Siri at my disposal is a little bit nicer. It's one of my complaints. It always has been my complaints with Apple. Their assistant is not very good. I think Google's assistant is obviously much better. So I can say, HEY Google, play this song, or give me directions to this place, and it just pops up on the screen. With Siri, it's a crapshoot. I might get what I want. I might get something that's totally unrelated. So it's just some of the things you gotta, you deal with when using one or the other. But in this scenario, well, it's good. And I have the option of using both. So again, I have one of those few options that many people can't do. Alright, so this is Apple CarPlay. Now, like Android Auto, you still lose some screen real estate, only it's on the side instead of the bottom. Which I actually kind of like the layout of the Android device, only because it is, yeah, it just, I don't know, it looks better. I think it feels like the screen is bigger, like feels like you're not losing as much when really you're losing about the same, whether it's on the side or it's on the bottom. Now with Apple CarPlay, of course, I can do Google. As you can see, I got Google Maps and YouTube Music, or Google Play Music, or whatever they call it this week. It's one of the downsides to Google. They seem to get rid of everything so fast. And again, like Google, oops, didn't mean to do that. You know, you got a lot of different apps. The UI is really nice, just like Google. Apple Maps. Oh, need a destination. Try to hit 3D, and it doesn't give you, it keeps you centered. There you go. But it's not awesome. It's a little buggy, and that's why I use Google Maps. But I don't know. We'll check out Apple Maps here for a minute and just see how well it works. Now, with the iPhone, I do not have the disconnect issue like I do with Android devices. For some reason, that always seems to happen. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's an Apple UI thing or Android UI thing, or could even be Samsung skin over the Android UI. So, and it causes that issue with the forward sync. Again, it's not an issue I have heard about or read about with other vehicles so much as I have with the Ford Maverick. Again, love this vehicle. Don't take it the wrong way. It's just one of those little annoyances, first world problems, right? So let's we'll check this out. Apple Maps, and you'll see why I prefer Google Maps a little more. So, now that you've seen my little ins and outs, there are some problems with the Samsung, and I think it's with this device. Again, it could be different. Maybe it's Android. Maybe it's the skin that Samsung puts on the Android operating system or the UI. It causes some issues. I have to constantly mount and unmount, so if I stop for gas, stop on the way home, anything like that, I have to unmount the phone and remount the phone. So, again, like getting gas. Not necessarily taking the phone out of the car with me, but it is the phone I use. The first main reason, Apple Maps puts your little arrow triangle thing dead center. Doesn't let you see very far ahead. Lets you see way too much behind you. And when you're looking for traffic, you need to see a little bit further ahead. Google Maps first pulls out as you're driving. The faster you go, like highway speeds, it gives you a little more distance. You see a little bit further along, where from one exit, I might see the next exit 4 or 5 miles down the road, and it gives you that green or red along the route to let you know, or yellow, if there is traffic, if something's backed up, so I know to get off the exit. And that is a big deal for me. 2, with iPhone 13, we got ProRes. As someone that likes to shoot video, this is important. So having it plugged into the vehicle, if I stop to jump out and get some video, I have to unplug, I might miss a moment. So I like keeping the iPhone sitting there, nestled, ready to roll at any given moment for any reason. The next is a kind of dumb reason, but it's one that's enough that makes me want to lean towards Android again. When using the interfaces I've shown you, Android just takes up a tiny bit of the bottom, and you feel like the whole screen is still available. The way Apple does it, it's off to the side, and you feel like it's definitely cut off your screen, so that 8 inches is no longer 8 inches, more like 6. It's kind of a big deal. Your maps are squished, and that's how it feels. It doesn't feel like you get a full view of your map, and to me, that's a big deal. So, guys, today the winner, the Samsung. Again, this is the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3. So, Samsung Galaxy Fold 3, Apple iPhone 13. I know not everybody gets that choice, but for now, this is what I'll continue to use in the vehicle, plugged in for Android Auto versus Apple Carplay. All right, guys, don't forget, reach on down there, hit that subscribe button, ring a bell for notifications, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Helps me bring more videos to you guys. And I'll see you soon. Peace.